Hi, my name's John. Welcome to another Banggood review, and once again I'm going to be reviewing a Banggood diesel heater. Before we get started on the review, I want to make one or two things perfectly clear. I don't work for Banggood. I'm not getting paid for doing this. What I do get to do is keep the product, which is ideal because I've got a use for it. What you see here is what you get. It's the real thing. There's no bullshit, no stories. It's just the way it is. That being said, we'll get it opened up, have a look at it, fire it up and see what improvements they've made, because this one seemingly is the state of the art, the latest sort of edition if you like. It has got some really special features. This is the heater I'm going to be doing the review on. It's what's called a toolbox heater. We'll get it opened up. I haven't even looked at it yet. I keep mentioning one thing about Banggood, that packing has improved a lot, because at one time the stuff would come through damaged. I've had no damaged stuff from Banggood for a long time. This is what you get in the box. This is obviously the heater. It's got nice handles on so you can pick it up. That'll be the fuel filler there. That'll be the display screen underneath there. You also get quite a comprehensive handbook, instructions telling you how to use it, how to set it up. It's also got a wireless remote, tells you all about that. Inside of here there'll be a fittings kit or an accessory kit. We'll open that first, have a look and see what you get. Inside of here there'll be a 240 volt to 12 volt adapter, which means it's UK. You can run it off a standard 3-pin UK plug. Little power pack. You also have a lead there that'll run 12 volt or 24 volt off a battery, so you can use it remote from mains like a caravan or a tent. That's an extension lead, so you can have the display screen inside and the heater outside. Got an exhaust, air intake pipe, diffuser that goes onto the end of there. Nice little silencer, that makes a big difference. It does actually quieten the heater down. Looks like mounting brackets for the feet, hose clips, nuts and bolts and various fittings. Quite a comprehensive, well packaged setup. Very impressed with it. Now for the heater itself, that's obviously the filler cap for the fuel. It's got a 7.5 litre fuel tank, and that given a run time of 61 hours on 7.5 litres of fuel, which is absolutely amazing. That's the air intake side. That's the power input, 12 volt or your 240 volt adapter. That's the outlet side where the heat comes out. You can see the aluminium body and the heating element in there. Underneath here is the digital display screen. You have got a longer wire as well, so you can extend this and have this inside and the heater outside. There's also a new remote which has various features in it. You can program the heater to turn on, turn off, various temperatures. One thing it has got, it's got a built-in carbon monoxide alarm, and if this senses carbon monoxide, it will turn the heater off. That's an excellent feature. I do use these diesel heaters in my workshop, and I have got a carbon monoxide alarm in there, and I've never ever had an issue with them. The remote's got a little charging port there, just an ordinary phone charger to charge that. On off switch. See a little digital display. A nice, really nice bit of kit. This heater is more designed for use in cars, caravans, tents, that sort of thing, because it's actually water resistant or waterproof. So if you close that, there's a rubber seal on there, and you can put water on here so it can stand outside in the rain, in the snow, and it won't do any harm. It's all sealed up. They're actually trying to get an IP rated on the heater for water resistance. We might well squirt a hose at it and try it, I don't know. Underneath we've got the exhaust, which is insulated. It's much better having the exhaust coming out like that. The earlier heaters you had to put a pipe in there, it wasn't very good. That's the air intake there, it's got a built-in filter, so you haven't got to worry about that. We're going to have a look and see where the feet go, see what sort of feet we get, or what sort of adapters will go on the bottom of there. Depends where you're going to use it as to what setup you put on the bottom. But it's all solid, proper gear, I like it. In the accessory kit, there's 4 little plastic feet with screws that fit into them holes. There's also some quite substantial brackets. I'm going to be using them. Here, screw onto there, and they're secure on the hole so you can bolt it down securely. If you're going to fit it inside a caravan or a camper van, that's what you'd be using. So we're going to put the screws in there, fasten them on, and then we'll carry on with it. These are proper screws with threads in, not just self-tappers. They've really come on a long way. The quality, the build quality is really good. Exceptional value for money, I think. Right, that's the 2 feet on, really substantial brackets. I'm going to put the exhaust on next. The exhaust simply goes onto there with a stainless steel hose clip that the supply. This is ideal having an exhaust stub on like that, and like I say, it is insulated. When the heater's in use, the heater's either going to be outside the vehicle with the exhaust outside, or you can have the heater inside the vehicle but the exhaust must be outside. And put a clip on there just to hold that into place. So all that's done now before obviously you put any fuel in, so you can work on it upside down. I'm going to put the silencer on here as well. You can get extensions for the exhaust depending on its particular application. That's the silencer. It comes with brackets so you can mount it to whatever you're going to have it mounted to. Goes on either way, it doesn't make a difference, but it does make quite a difference to the noise. And I've been told that the fuel pump on these is a lot quieter than the earlier ones. We'll find out once we get it powered up. I'll put a little bit of an exhaust sealer on these. On the ones I use, it doesn't do any harm. Just ordinary car exhaust assembly paste. These the exhausts get really hot, very hot indeed, so you've got to make sure that are away from anything combustible. That's the power supply point there. I'm going to use the 240 volt adapter because I've got mains here. But like I say, it will run from 12 or 24 volts. It don't draw a great lot of current. The initial startup on the heater plug does draw quite a bit of current, but once it's running, it's very, very little indeed. It only goes in one way. Put a rubber seal around there as well. As I say, it is water resistant to sort of rain and snow, that sort of thing. Right, I'll tighten that clip up properly. Time to put some fuel in. There is a strainer there to keep any muck and shite out of your fuel, quite a good idea. Like I say, the tank contains 7.5 litres, which gives a theoretical run time of 60 hours. These heaters will run on ordinary white pump diesel, they run on red diesel. This is actually kerosene heating oil. Right, it's powered up now into my 240 volt supply. I've got the remote powered up. That's the on off button. I've pressed it on and it's starting to, you can hear it starting, the fan starting to work. This heater is dry, it's never been run before, so it'll take quite a while for it to prime the pump, prime the lines and get it working. Little control there, that's your heat up and down, really simple. Right, the burner's a light now, see it's showing the red going through. It's a very, very slight tick on the pump, a lot quieter than what I'm used to. It's starting to blow lukewarm air out. It's up to temperature now. There is no click, I can't hear a pump clicking. That's lovely warm air coming out. And they say it is water resistant, so we'll give it a little spray with water. Like if you're out in the rain, it's, you know, it's not torrential rain, but the case is all sealed up. So you could have it outside that tent, and if it rained, it wouldn't do it any harm. To turn the heater off, you either press the on off button there or the on off button on the remote. Right, so that's it turned off. The heater goes through a process of cooling down. You've got to let it run through its full process. To sum it up, it does exactly what it's supposed to do, and it does it quietly. If you're wanting a heater for a caravan, a tent, a camper van, that sort of thing, this one is ideal, especially with the built-in safety feature of the carbon monoxide alarm. It's water resistant, so you can leave it outside in the rain, duck the hot air into where you are, and it'll work, no problem at all. I think it's good value for money for that application. I think the earlier heater, the one I've got in my workshop, which I'll show after this video, is probably better value for money for a building where you're not going to be in the rain. It depends what you want, but this one for definite will be going in my caravan, no doubt about it. The wife will love it because it doesn't tick. Anyway, once again, just time to say thanks for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you picked something up from it. Don't forget, there is links in the description box to this heater and all the other heaters I've reviewed. If you do buy a heater or buy anything using my Banggood link, I do get a little bit of commission. Simple as that. No stories, that's the way it works. Anyway, thanks for watching. The heater is inside, so obviously the exhaust's got to go outside. I'll show that a little bit later on. I'll put some power to it, we'll start it up. The heater will be mounted sort of closer to the door. And I'll probably lift it up a little bit as well, put some blocks under the feet. But like I say, the exhaust must go outside. Two ways to do it. Either heater outside or heater inside with the exhaust outside. That's the exhaust going outside through my garage door. And I've run one of these heaters in here for the last 3 years and I've had no problems with it at all. There's no fumes at all inside the garage. That's a carbon monoxide alarm and it works. The alarm's run through its test cycle. It's alive there. There's no carbon monoxide in the garage. There's no diesel smell in the garage. You get no condensation. The same obviously applies for a boat or a tent or a caravan. Just as a sort of final sum up, the two heaters, the one we've just reviewed, which is a toolbox heater, has a lot of features which are more applicable to a camper van, mobile home or a tent. One of the main ones being the carbon monoxide detector with a built into the remote that'll turn the heater off. The white heater, I've had one in my workshop now for a good couple of months. It's never flackered, it just does the job. I often turn it on with the Bluetooth from inside the house, so when I walk in the garage it is nice and warm. If I had to choose between the two, obviously the toolbox heater is slightly more expensive, but I think it's well worth it because it's so quiet in operation. There's no pump ticking. I'm looking forward to putting it in my caravan. I'm sure my wife's going to really enjoy some nice warmth without the dreaded tick tick tick. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.